everybody. Welcome. My name is Tom Markham. I'm with the North American Retail Hardware Association. Hope you're having a good show. Thanks for joining us here in the village. Our next speaker, Will Aubuchon, was elected to the NRHA board in 2014. He is the CEO of Aubuchon Hardware, which is headquartered in Westminster, Massachusetts. He was introduced to his family-owned and operated company as a child and became a full-time employee in 1999. Please join me as I welcome Mr. Will Aubuchon.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing? All right. I see a lot of familiar faces out there, which is great, and some new faces, and I'd like to start with roll call. So please raise your hand loud and proud if you are an independent retailer. All right, we got some independent retailers. How about a vendor highly supportive of the independent channel? All right, we got some more. We're going to need all of you guys at the end of this. So if you have colleagues and friends here at the show that are not in the village, send them a text message, get them over here in about 30 minutes, all right? Now, how about anyone from Home Depot? No one from Home Depot. Lowe's? No one from Lowe's. Walmart, big boxes. Anyone from Amazon? Tom said that Jeff Bezos was going to be here today. Jeez, Tom, come on. Any web retailers? All right, oh, we got a web retailer. And anyone, most importantly, that is an expert in Omni-channel that wants to take over right now. All right, I am no expert. I'm pretty passionate about the independent channel, though, and I got to warn you that I have way too much information jam-packed into this 45-minute presentation, all right? So I have a link to the presentation. If I'm going too quick, you can check it out afterwards. So let's just dive right in. Forgot about that. All right, today we're going to talk about omni-channel, and there's all these buzzwords out there, right? Omni-channel, e-commerce, digital, real-time, interconnected, that's Home Depot's term, multi-channel, one of my favorite, BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store, and my all-time new favorite, O2O, online to offline, right? So what does all this have to do with anything? Basically, all of this is, if you put it simply, serving the customer when, where, and how they want to be served, right? Sounds simple, right? Well, I've been trying to do this for several years now, and it's nowhere near simple. In fact, what it makes me think of is this big air competition in Fenway Park in 2016. All right, you might be wondering, what am I talking about? First off, going off a jump like that is scary, and so is omni-channel because it's so complicated, and the scale and scope of it is really, really hard, which is the next point. You are going to make mistakes. You're going to have to pick yourself up and keep going, which leads to you need to commit. There's nothing worse on a big ski jump like that than going too slow. And finally, in a sick kind of way, omni-channel is fun. All right? So if omni-channel is a big ski jump, I can promise you I have tried to go off that ski jump many, many times. And here is one of my more recent attempts. Clearly, I'm not here to impress anybody. I am Will Aubuchon, President and CEO of Aubuchon Hardware. We are a fourth-generation family company founded by my great-grandfather in 1908. My grandfather then ran the business. My father then took over working with his cousin Marcus Moran, who took over for several years as the CEO. And actually, Marcus is here right now. So if we could, on the count of three, everyone say, "Hello, Marcus." 1, 2, 3. Hello, Marcus. There he is. There he is. All right. Our purpose as a company is to serve those who depend on us and build on our heritage with pride. Our mission is to be the most convenient hometown hardware store on the planet. We have over 100 hardware stores in New England and upstate New York, And like anyone in retail today, we are surrounded by competition. The big boxes, the co-ops, Tractor Supply. Of course, there's Walmart and the hidden headwind that everyone in retail is facing today, Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, here's Jeff Bezos. Very smart guy. We're going to come back to Jeff in a bit. Another smart guy is Warren Buffett, who was quoted as saying in 2016, Amazon is a big, big force and has already disrupted plenty of people, and it will disrupt more. Then in February of 2017, big headlines. Warren Buffett decided to get out of Walmart. And all these headlines, signaling the death of retail as we know it. Even more recent headlines, the existential crisis in retail. Too many stores in America. And it's really quite amazing to see the number of store closings that are slated in early 2017. But death and demise have always been part of the retail tradition, hasn't it? I welcome you all to go to the cemetery with me right now to look at some tombstones. Here's some. Here's some more. And now let's move from the graveyard to the intensive care unit. We have some folks that I don't know if they're going to get out of there. All right? So what's the point with all this? The point is something that it's always been true. Retail is very, very difficult, right? The other thing that's important is that if the goal is to thrive versus just surviving, then I think a few things are really important. First off, there's no room for complacency. There needs to be a bias for action at all times. And I do think it's healthy to have a good dose of paranoia. Now, with anything, you can go too far with things, right? So is the sky falling? Is traditional retail dead? Of course it's not. Despite the fact that all the growth in retail is coming from digital, traditional in-store retail dominates. It's the king still. And in a recent poll across multiple categories, when you ask people how they like to shop, they do prefer in-store more than anything. And why is that? To get the product immediately, to be able to touch and feel the merchandise. So ultimately what this means is the physical store matters. I want to give a shout out to Jim Robish, and he's going to have a session tomorrow on that. And you should attend Jim's session tomorrow. The physical store definitely matters in our industry. The two leaders, Home Depot and Lowe's, so far in 2017, despite all these headlines, they're doing just well, just fine, right? So, is the sky falling? No. If the point is the question, is the whole sky falling? Absolutely not. But there are unidentified objects falling from the sky that may kill you. I do believe that. And one of them happens to be Amazon. Now, we all think about the drone at Amazon. This has to be one of the best diversionary PR tactics in business history, okay? Nothing's about the drone. The more we talk about the drone, the less we talk about what's really happening at Amazon. So let's get right into it. Who here is an Amazon Prime member? Raise your hand. Look around. That's terrifying. You guys are all, I am too. You're all spending $99 a year to be part of Amazon's loyalty program. The growth rate on Amazon Prime is outrageous. It's been recently reported that 63% of households in America are Prime members. Why? There's free shipping, but there's all these other benefits like video, music, and photos. How does that stack up against the average hardware store loyalty program? You know, not very well. I shouldn't even be showing you this slide, but you can add to your Amazon Prime account a credit card that will allow you to earn 5% back on all your Amazon purchases. Wow. And we all talk about the millennials and how important they are in light of the baby boomers moving on. Amazon has a program to hook young folks in college on Amazon Prime. There are reported in March of 2017, 80 million Amazon Prime members. That's 1 in 4 Americans. Meanwhile, everyone wants to look at the drone. Look at the drone. It's all about Amazon Prime, though, a major story. Let's talk about video. Did you know Amazon's buying the rights and has the rights for the NFL Thursday night games this coming season? They are investing significantly in original programming. In fact, they're going to spend more than HBO, ABC, NBC in original content in 2017. Now let's talk about the Amazon that we all know, the place where you shop, right? A fundamental, foundational piece of that is product reviews. Who uses product reviews here to purchase products? Again, look at all the hands going up. What site has the most product reviews? Amazon. And everyone uses it, which leads me to my next point. If you are looking to buy something and Amazon has the most product reviews, where do you start your search? On Amazon. This is a trend that's been multi-years in the making. People are going more to Amazon than search engines and retailers to start their search. This is very, very significant because Amazon's starting to own the whole purchase funnel. The other significant thing here is that Google is going to lose out on AdWords as those dollars flow from Google to Amazon advertising. Did you know Amazon advertising exists? It does. And it's going to be a major threat to Google AdWords. And it's only going to strengthen Amazon. So let's talk about how easy it is that they make shopping, Amazon, right? So we've got one click. They've been known for one click forever. They have subscribe and save. They have the Amazon Dash button where you can just hit the button and everything gets ordered very easily. And they have a new product that's very successful, Amazon Echo, where you can ask Alexa to add things to your shopping cart and buy things. So they call it hands-free shopping. Now I gotta tell you, if Aubuchon Hardware had Echo, our voice would not be Alexa, it would be Kramer. Are there any Seinfeld fans out there?
Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you selected?
That would be our version of Alexa. So you say, hands-free shopping, it can't really work, right? Well, just so you know, and again, I shouldn't even be telling you this, it's cheaper to buy stuff on Amazon if you use Alexa. It's cheaper. Everything is cheaper. And why? Because Amazon wants to get people using it. Did you know about Amazon Home Services? You can buy a garbage disposal on Amazon and have it delivered to your house, but you can also have it installed. Did you guys know that? Here's a very important point that is not talked about nearly enough. You guys know about the Amazon Kindle, right? The tablet device. On the Amazon Kindle tablet device, there's a button called the Mayday button. If you hit the Mayday button, in 15 seconds or less, you're going to talk to a subject matter expert. Okay, now currently, that person only knows about Kindle stuff. Just imagine Amazon builds out a network like Uber of independent contractors working from home that are experts in plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, paint, whatever it might be, and 1 in 4 Americans are already Prime members. They can just hit a button called the Mayday button and talk to someone and get the service that we as independents and retailers think we're hanging our hat on. This is terrifying to me. It's not talked about nearly enough. Again, look at the drone. It's all taking our attention away from what's really happening at Amazon. They ship a lot of packages, 600 million packages per year. These are all their delivery partners, and guess what? They want to get rid of all of them. The reason? All the shipping costs are going up, and it's a threat to them. So what are they doing about it? They're investing in every part of the supply chain, the delivery chain. The first mile, they're establishing dedicated routes from China, codenamed Dragon Boat. They're investing in the middle mile by leasing 40 cargo planes. This is how it compares to UPS and FedEx after only a few years. Furthermore, they're investing in the middle mile by leasing thousands of tractor trailers. They haven't yet bought the tractors, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. They're also investing in the last mile by offering 2-hour delivery in 30 metro markets and thousands of lockers in hundreds of markets for the last mile. They have a couple different retail formats as well that they're playing with. One is a pickup store for groceries. And second, they have a convenience store that they've conveniently stolen our name from called Amazon Go. Let's take a look at it.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
All right, so who out there in the audience is working on machine learning, computer vision, and AI? And they've been doing it for the last 4 years. It's terrifying. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me move along. There's so many other things to talk about. There's Amazon Seller Central. The real story there is 83% of their inventory that they have in their warehouses they don't own. It's brilliant. It's like consignment. Imagine if 83% of your inventory was on consignment. That's what they have going for them. There's Fulfillment by Amazon. There's Amazon Pay, Amazon Business, Amazon Basics, Amazon Web Services, a massive profit engine for them where they're reselling their cloud computing power. In fact, it made up 89% of their Q1 bottom line this year. So while we're talking about profit, I think this is the other key point here. Amazon has massive revenue growth, but what's up with their profit line? It's never moved. Now, do you guys run businesses out there that have to make profits? Right? Somehow Amazon is playing to a different set of rules. They can take every dollar they make and reinvest it into the business to make themselves more innovative. And guess what? Wall Street loves them for it. I am totally exhausted at this point. Anyone out there completely exhausted by Amazon? This is ridiculous. So this guy, Jeff Bezos, is a very smart guy. He is very exhausting because of his drive and what he's created, but I also think he's generally pretty threatening to all of us, and we should be thinking about this very, very hard. So are you paranoid? Are you paranoid at all? It's healthy to be paranoid. And if you're not yet, let me just do one last thing. Here's a vision of the future, right? Self-driving cars. This can't possibly happen, right? It's happening. Whoever thought there would be self-driving cars? Google has over 2 million miles logged in their program. Why is that important? Well, imagine this. In 2016 was the first autonomously delivered tractor-trailer delivery. So why is Amazon not buying tractors? Because they're waiting for this. Okay, they're waiting for the autonomous middle mile. And imagine autonomous last mile. Imagine self-driving vans that will deliver those bags of Miracle-Gro to you as a customer. And how would that work? Well, first of all, imagine a robotic warehouse, right? That would automatically load a van like that. And then just imagine a pickup location in your town. Imagine thousands of these across America. And imagine that crazy futuristic van backing up to this thing and loading those lockers with product so that you can just go down and get your Miracle-Gro. And no human is touching it. It's all autonomous. You say, that's crazy. Well, here's some more crazy ideas. Here's another autonomous delivery vehicle that's going to bring the locker to the end of your driveway. So as you can see, it's putting the locker out. You would go down the driveway, pick up your Miracle-Gro. Once you have your Miracle-Gro, this vehicle comes back and retrieves the locker. Right? You say, oh, this is crazy. This is not going to happen. Okay, Ford, on their website today, it's clearly stated, will have a fully autonomous vehicle in operation by 2021. That's 5 years from now. Now, I know there's a lot of other things that have to come together, but is anyone out there shocked at the pace of change when it comes to all this technology? It's unbelievable, autonomous driving technology, and I think it's a threat to physical retail for sure. So how about now? Are you paranoid now? And I Again, I go back to Chicken Little, right? Is the sky falling? No, the entire sky is not falling, but again, there are unidentified objects falling more and more frequently from the sky, and they do have the ability to kill you, unfortunately. So let's talk quick about Walmart. Walmart is trying to reverse a downward trend in their e-commerce by going to World War III with Amazon. Okay? And they're taking a very strong omni-channel approach. They come from a place of strength. The number of store locations that they have is far greater than Amazon distribution centers. You're going to see this more and more in all big boxes, basically retail employees acting as warehouse employees. I was in a Walmart recently, and they were picking orders to carts like they would in a warehouse. This is the worst pickup experience you can have at a service desk, but they know that. All big box retailers know that, and they're investing heavily in lockers that make it much easier and facilitate the pickup experience without having to talk to anyone, quick in and out. They have apps that they're designing to facilitate the pickup experience. They're redesigning their stores to facilitate the pickup experience. They're designing new retail formats like pickup and fuel, again, where you can fuel up and pick up anything from Walmart, including groceries. And speaking of groceries, they have a format that's designed to pick up groceries. So they're working on a lot of good stuff. My hats off to Walmart. They've also undertaken a huge acquisition last year in August of 2016. $3 billion big in acquiring, as you guys know, Jet.com and Mark Lohr and his team. They have been moving at the speed of a startup in the last 3 months, which is pretty significant for a company as large as Walmart. What have they done? They've introduced two-day free shipping, no membership fee. Amazon has a membership fee. They're introducing a pickup discount. So if you choose to pick it up at the store, you get a discount to save even more. Here's a car seat where you would save $7.40 with the pickup discount. They're also doing a string of acquisitions, and there'll be a lot more. All right, let's go to Home Depot. What are they doing? I want to pause here and recognize Mr. Blake. Mr. Blake was the CEO of Home Depot from 2007 to 2014. He took over from Nardelli, and I really respect Mr. Blake. All right, and this is a quote from 2007. I believe to my core this is the right thing to do. We're going to have to stick with it. And he's talking about their digital efforts. Essentially omni-channel, or what they call interconnected retail. And the point here that I really respect is the commitment. 10 years ago, right? It's 2017, so 10 years ago, Home Depot made a massive commitment to this effort, and they are now starting to really reap the rewards of that. They call it interconnected retail. They have a 10-year head start, again, on what? Serving the customer when, where, and how they want to be served. They do a lot of basic things right. They're serving up real-time inventory for local stores. They also are investing in lockers to facilitate the pickup experience. And they're also doing other good basic things like e-receipts, product locators, customer reviews, and PayPal, because a lot of people use PayPal. And they're seeing real results, winning awards. And this year they won 2016 Big Box Retailer for digital performance, #1. Meanwhile, what's happening at Lowe's? Now Lowe's is doing a lot of the similar things, but they're also doing some other things, like robots, like virtual reality. And I gotta be honest with you, I just don't understand why they're investing money into those areas. Okay, it's a big question mark in my mind. We know that Lowe's has laid off a bunch of people earlier this year, and they said they laid off all these people for a new store staffing model. My guess is that I think they made a mistake on some of these investments, and frankly, they're looking for the resources necessary to deliver a more practical omni-channel experience. My impression is that they're behind Home Depot. Now, let's take a quick look at overseas in the UK, because we all know there's a lot of trends that come from the UK over to the US. Right now, it is essential. Order online, collect in store is now essential for home improvement retailers in the UK. And why is that? Click and collect, which is their version of omni-channel, if you will, adoption is much higher in the UK than it is in the US for two reasons, two very important reasons. Number one, mobile share of e-commerce is high in the UK, and number two, click and collect is a very popular service for grocery in the UK. The reason those are two very important things is both of those things are gaining real traction in the US. Okay, this is the estimated increase in mobile share of e-commerce for the US. It's going to increase significantly. And though US grocery e-commerce sales is very low in the US, consumers across all ages are showing more and more interest in using click and collect for grocery, which is causing the best retailers, the best grocery retailers in America to invest heavily in click and collect. Kroger Click List, Hannaford To Go, Walmart, Safeway To Go, Safeway Drive Up and Go, Instacart with Whole Foods. And why does all this make sense? Because this mom can keep her 3 kids in the car when she wants bananas, paper towels, and milk. It's as simple as that. Which leads to my next big point, and it's kind of a boring point. The biggest trend in retail is also the most boring trend. And what it is simply pick up, pick up, pick up. That's the biggest trend for physical retail these days. And as mobile share of e-commerce grows, and as grocery stores become more and more offering the service of click and collect, I think more and more consumers are going to expect this from every retailer out there. So that leads me to what Aubuchon GO is all about. We are, as a company, rebranding our loyalty program, which has been called the Home Team. We're rebranding it to Aubuchon GO. It's a rewards program, but now under Aubuchon GO, there's a new benefit called Go Pickup. So simply the easiest way to shop, you order and pay ahead from any device, we quickly assemble your order, and you pick it up when you're ready, just like you would expect, right? So let's just walk through some of the key elements of placing an order. First off, I know you can't see it right there, but the first step in this whole process is geolocation. That's what it says there. It's absolutely critical, whether you're on your phone or desktop, that you geolocate yourself to a store, a local store. And why is that? So that you can see in real time the live inventory availability of all the items that are in my local store. That's essential. But doing all this is really hard. Step 3, the other essential thing is pricing and discounts. Do you guys have professionals that have special pricing? Do you guys give a military discount? Do you guys give an employee discount? Yeah, all of that should be reflected in the shopping cart for the customer as they go through the process. Otherwise, why the heck are they going to use Go Pickup? So that's actually my employee discount loaded there. And then finally, step 4, another tricky thing, is loyalty. If you do have a loyalty program that gives rewards, like a $5 reward certificate, those rewards should be reflected when you check out, so you can use those when you check out, just like you would be able to use it at the point of sale. All right, so those 4 things are very, very important but difficult to do. So just go with me here. Imagine I just placed an order, all right? Now, it goes to a very important point here. We quickly assemble your order, all right? So in other words, how do we notify the store that they have a new order? This is essential. This is usually an afterthought. Everyone thinks about the front end and all of that, but then how do you actually alert the store so that the customer doesn't have a poor experience where it takes hours and hours for them to get an alert? So in other words, how do we tell Matthew here that he has a new pickup order? We do a couple of things. Number 1, there's an audible sound that alerts in the store. A pick ticket is automatically printed for them right at a printer. Number 3, there is a visual indicator. It's a visual light that goes off at the point of sale as well. And we are also working on the ability to send a message to the earpiece of notifying everyone that there's a new Go Pickup order. And all of this is essential, absolutely essential, so that it's not hours, but our goal is under 15 minutes. So we get the order, we go into action, collect the things, make sure we have everything. Then once we confirm it in the system, the customer gets an alert, a text message, an email. In the future, it could be a push notification if we had an app. The customer then comes to the store. Maybe there's reserved parking. You know, you've seen that a lot, especially in casual dining for takeout, that type of thing. And then the other important thing is you've got to think about the pickup experience in the store. It cannot be an afterthought. So this is all very sort of futuristic and aspirational. This isn't essentially exactly how we want it to look. And in fact, the reality is it looks more like this right now. Okay? So we've taken a 4-foot gondola, but the point is we've put that right up front in the store. It's not in the back. Someone can just come right into the store, no point of sale transaction. All they need to do is sign, grab, and go. Now, back to the future, okay? Imagine Go Curbside being a service. Again, with that mom with the 3 kids in the car, getting her organic soils. And we've talked a lot about lockers. Imagine a locker. I think, though, the problem is it shouldn't be inside. The locker should be outside the store, allowing for 24/7 pickup. So that dad that's going to his son's baseball game, he can't get to the store in time, but at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock when they're coming back from the game, they can get the stuff that they need. It's all in the locker. So Go Pickup, Go Curbside, Go Locker. This is our vision to deliver on our mission to be the most convenient hometown hardware store on the planet. A little bit about our customers. First off, we have a very high capture rate. 70% of our sales are known, so they're going to customers that we know, and we're doing a really good job capturing that information at the point of sale. 80% of our known sales are driven by 29% of our customers, and this is something that you always learn from loyalty, the importance of your best customers. So our best Decile 1 loyalty customers visit us 36 times a year, and the best professionals visit us a whopping 214 times a year. So let's just take a look at the top categories for our Decile 1 loyalty customers. Okay, with the exception of paint, what is the common thing here? A lot of consumables. The reason I'm showing you this is I'm really actually just showing you the mindset or the process you should be thinking about, because this leads me to my next point. If you're going to do omni-channel, you have to have customer experience goals. You have to have that in mind. Otherwise, this thing is way too overwhelming. So let me share with you a couple of our customer experience goals. Each one is designed to reduce friction, make it easy to shop. So the first one, related to all those consumables, is simply make it easy to reorder items that people shop with you frequently, right? So birdseed, make it so that it's one click, I can order what I want, and it's ready for me, I get the alert. Save time with Go Pickup. Number 2, paint and stain. It's not about picking the colors online, it's about reordering paint and stain, right? We all have, if you've stained a deck, you need another gallon this year to restain the deck. You just want to hit a button and have it be reordered. Now to do that though, what do you need to do? You need to capture the color information in the point of sale. And that's critical. So when you start thinking about these customer experience goals, it starts creating all the things that you need to do. Next, special orders, something that we all do a lot of. And usually it's ship to store, and when we do ship to store, it's like, well, it'll be there in a week or so. That's not good enough now for customers. There needs to be a precise ship to store delivery estimate. Okay, exactly when, on what day can I pick this up? So you need to know what suppliers are going to what stores, and you need to know the delivery schedules. All that's important to make this experience really good. Clearance, do you guys have clearance? You guys have perfect inventories out there? So we have clearance. Imagine creating demand for clearance items. And how to do that? Create a virtual clearance aisle online for your loyalty customers with precise availability and savings by store. Allow people to shop it, save time with Go Pickup. And kind of similar to clearance, supporting all sales and coupon events is another experience that we want to do with Omnichannel. Again, creating a virtual aisle of all the items, easily clip the coupons. And so again, the key with these goals is you got to think it through. What's the experience you want to offer your customers? And that's the roadmap that's going to guide you in terms of the next steps. So what kind of technology were you using to do all this? Currently, this is the mix of technology we're using. And if this is making you nervous, it should. Getting all of these pieces of technology to integrate and work together is a nightmare. Pure and simple, okay? There is no white knight. If you think there's a firm out there that you can just hire to do all of this perfectly, it doesn't exist. It does not exist. There are no white knights. Be wary of claims, especially software as a service. Software as a service is not flexible enough for omnichannel today. It just is not. I will assure you of that. Also, make sure you have platform support. It's the most important thing. We have made a mistake with one of our partners. They don't have enough support. We are in the midst of fixing that mistake by going to a new platform. You will need to invest in your IT staff. This is not something that you can completely outsource. Okay, what is the ideal technical architecture for success? This is a very short slide, and we could go on forever about this, but we've made a lot of mistakes. Okay, so this is an important slide. The first layer you need is something you all have lots of, the data layer, right? Point of sale, inventory, pricing, loyalty, all that stuff. And then at the top, you have the presentation layer. That's basically the web interface for customers and employees on desktop and mobile, right? Sounds simple so far? The most important layer, though, is the one in the middle, called the integration layer. And the role of the integration layer is data flow. It owns all the data flow. It owns all the business rules. We've made multiple mistakes where we've tried to push data flow and business rules up to the presentation layer, up to other partners, and it doesn't work. So this is the point. You are going to have to own that integration layer. We have hoped and wished that someone else could do it for us, and we have learned that we need to own it. And so that is the one tip I could offer all of you, and that's where you're going to have to invest in your IT department. So, if you decide to do Omni, I have some tips for it. Number one, leadership, senior leadership buy-in and commitment is absolutely critical. Okay? Remember Mr. Blake from Home Depot, commitment. Number two, force yourself to become a frequent omni-channel shopper at Home Depot, okay? As the quote says, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. They are 10 years ahead. Why reinvent the wheel? We have more than once just said, well, how does Home Depot do it? Let's go look at that, and that's how we're going to do it, okay? Number three, define your customer experience goals. This is so critical. Otherwise, this whole thing is overwhelming. They guide everything you do, especially the goals and the development work required for the integration layer. You're gonna have to find some money. This is not cheap doing this, right? So whether it's going after your marketing fund, going after underperforming assets at your business, and finally making the hard call to liquidate that and reallocate those resources. Maybe you have to commit for several years to reinvest profits versus harvest them. This is an expensive endeavor. There's no question about it. Number five, real-time inventory is the ultimate goal. It's a foundational goal. So anything you can do right now to improve your inventory accuracy and management, do it today, because it's absolutely required moving forward. There's nothing worse than having real-time inventory, but having it real-time wrong, right? Number six, capturing customer data at the point of sale is also foundational. So invest in systems and behaviors that improve customer data collection today. You want that data. Related to that, one of the biggest mistakes I made was not prioritizing email receipts early enough. We should have been doing email receipts 5 years ago. We have finally put them into place in 2017, and it's an absolutely fantastic way to engage the customer and collect more information at the point of sale. Number eight, once you do collect information from customers, particularly emails, and you have an online catalog, one of the real wins, early wins that we are feeling are product reviews. They absolutely rock. We have collected over 15,000 product reviews from our loyalty customers just by emailing them after they shop with us. And it's a great way to engage customers. Here's one of our customers giving us a review for dog food. I love this. He still gets around and has a puppy-like bounce in his step. She loves the product. All right, if you don't do Omni, I have two quick tips. One totally unrelated to Omni, but it's a pet peeve of mine. The majority of emails are now opened on mobile devices. Please, 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 if you take one thing away from this whole presentation, every email should be designed for mobile friendly. Okay, basically it just looks blown out on your desktop, which is fine, who gives a crap? All right, make it mobile friendly. And number 10, finally here, you can survive without a fully integrated Omni solution. It's my opinion. Whether you do Omni or not, though, this is stuff that we all need to do. Root out all complacency by fanatically responding to market-specific demands, by rebooting our pricing strategies, by obsessing over inventory control, by demanding world-class visual merchandising, by eliminating staff incapable of delivering great service. We all need to pursue Amazon-proof products and services. Two great ones are live plants and screen repair. Those are two great examples of Amazon-proof categories. We all need to be empowering our millennial employees as change agents. We need to be doing more of that. And we need to be building robust email and digital marketing strategies. Adweek just announced 50% of Home Depot's marketing spend is actually on digital now, which is amazing to me. All right, so here's this forest fire. We've talked about Chicken Little and stuff falling from the sky. Maybe the stuff falling from the sky are these burning embers from this forest fire over the ridge, all right? We may not be seeing the flames in our town or in our store quite yet, but I just can't imagine that we're not all smelling the smoke. All right? And I wish up here on the stage today I had a solution for that forest fire that was robust and big time and it would help the independent channel. I really, really wish I had something like this plane. Because the independent channel is very important. A strong independent channel is good for all of us, right? The reality is, though, we do have a collective scale disadvantage that's very significant compared to the big boxes. And all of this is really, really difficult. Aubuchon GO, what we're doing to try to overcome omni-channel, to be honest with you, we're fighting that forest fire with a squirt gun, all right? That's the reality. You gotta be honest with yourself. Does that bother me? Absolutely not. It just underscores the importance of having the right mindset as we do this. It's a mindset of being fierce, focused, adaptable, something all independents have always been, and they need to continue to be that. Let's be happily underestimated and unwilling to be left behind. That's a great mindset for us all to have and to come together and rally around. My last big point with all of this, clearly, the independent channel has a lot of passion. We've got to channel that passion, and we need even more passion in light of the changes and challenges in front of us. Okay? So I want to end the presentation today where we started, on the ski jump. All right? And what we're going to do, I'm going to invite all of you up to the top of the ski jump. And you're saying, what the heck are you talking about, right? We're all going up to the top of the ski jump right now. And I'm going to ask you right now to take a risk, all right? Just like with OMNICHANNEL, we're going to take a risk together. I'm going to ask you to commit, all right? Right now, we're going to do this right now. And I guarantee you, in a sick kind of way, this is going to be very, very fun. All right? So what this is, I'm sharing with you a very special ritual that we do at Aubuchon Hardware. And we only do this every now and then, so it's a very special ritual. I'm going to ask you 3 times, do you have the passion? Now, are those independent retailers here, those vendors that support the independent channel, are you guys here? And do you guys have the passion? I know you do. So I'm going to ask you that question. Do you have the passion? And of course, there's only one answer to that. I got the passion. And it's going to go 3 times. And the 3rd time, it's going to be so loud, the doors are going to blow off the National Hardware Show. All right? Now, you might say, how silly is this? This is weird. It's making me uncomfortable right now. What's the point of this? 3 reasons. Number 1, it underscores how much we depend on each other. Okay, I could do this all by myself right now, but it'd be really awkward. Really, really awkward. Number 2, energy is really important. We have so many important things to accomplish. So right now, we're going to fill up each other's energy tanks. Right now, I guarantee it. And number 3, it's always important to remember to have fun, right? And I guarantee you, I challenge you, have a frown on your face at the end of this. Just be really miserable at the end of this, all right? It's impossible. All right, so what do you guys say? Are you guys ready for this thing? You guys ready to send it? All right, now you guys got to get up off your feet. You got to get up off your feet right now. All right, I don't want to blow you guys out with this thing, so bring it down. All right, this is going to be really, really fun, I promise. Do you have the passion? Do you have the passion? Do you have the passion? Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, all smiles. Thank you very much, everyone. Good job, Will.